Hello. Today is kind of a weird day. It was raining this morning when I got up and now it's come out sunny. It's also really cold. I've definitely noticed the weather has started to change more autumnal. It always catches me by surprise though, because a couple of weeks ago we had like hot weather and like heat waves, and now the weather has the temperature has dropped and the weather's definitely getting more autumnal, which is kind of nice because then I can wear my autumnal stuff and I can actually layer my clothes. The thing I'm currently doing right now is working on a painting. I don't actually know if you can see that, but I've painted it and now I'm working on the pencil stage, which is always a bit that takes forever, but it's always my favourite bit because it's where I can add loads of detail to the painting, and also it adds a lot of contrast because obviously at the moment like the top half maybe has a bit more contrast, but I've started adding the penciling around here. The bottom half doesn't really have any contrast, but that's why I like adding the pencil, because then I can add the dark bits. I kind of like today as well wanted to have a bit of a break from social media / being on my phone, and I am using my phone as like for my reference picture for this painting, but I mean like going on Instagram and stuff. I definitely need to stop scrolling at night time because there's just so much information filling my brain, especially when I just scroll before bed. Like that is something that's becoming a bad habit, and I feel like I kind of got out of that habit. I got into a really good habit of reading before I went to bed, but now got into scrolling again, which I want to stop because the habit is kind of like not great, and I'm just watching what other people are doing. It's kind of then influencing me, not like as in I'm now doing what these people are doing, but I mean as in I don't want it to be like really like, oh this is so deep, but it kind of makes me feel like I don't really know who I am, or I kind of feel like I've lost my sense of self. And I guess to me that would come under the phrasing of like I don't feel grounded. Like if I don't feel grounded, to me that means that I don't feel kind of like connected to myself, and I don't feel connected to like my environment, if that makes sense. I don't want that to sound really deep because it's definitely not as deep as it sounds. Like I just don't feel connected to myself and my surroundings, and part of the reason I feel like that is because I keep spending time like scrolling through Instagram reels, and then I come off and I'm like, I've just watched people traveling and people going to the gym and people doing all these amazing things and like making new friends and going out. I don't know, I just don't think it's good to be watching what other people are doing 24/7. So I think I need to spend less time on social media and more time like in my actual surroundings so that I can kind of reground myself. One thing that I don't do enough that always makes me feel better is spending time in nature and going on walks. I just don't do it enough as I should. So yeah, I just want to do some more stuff that helps me feel more grounded. I also think maybe that's because I just feel stressed all the time, and I need to do things that help me feel less stressed, like yoga. And I really want to get into doing meditation because, for example, like yoga, it has definitely got meditative aspects in there, especially at the beginning and the end of the practice. But doing meditation is a really good practice for like just sitting with your thoughts and sitting in silence. So I really want to do that, and I really want to build up my like meditation practice because I think it could just help like regulate my nervous system and then hopefully feel less like stressed and like I'm not here. I might even delete Instagram because I find that when I delete Instagram, obviously I'm not going to re-download it to scroll, and then when I need to post something or like there's something I want to share on my story or whatever, specifically for my art account, then I will just re-download it, post it, and then delete it again. Anyway, I'm going to get back on with my drawing, which I think you might actually be able to see now because it's not really sunny. But yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment, so I'm going to get cracking. I was just scrolling on Instagram after literally saying that I wasn't going to go on Instagram, feeling overwhelmed because there's just so much going on in the world right now that I feel like I just don't need to see. And like videos at Instagram that I feel like I just don't really need to see that then make me feel horrible. I feel like there's a difference between being ignorant about something and just like not needing to see stuff. There's just so much going on right now, and going on Instagram really just floods my brain with stuff. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with Instagram, and I feel like I always say this like, oh, I don't like Instagram because of this and this, and then I feel like a hypocrite because I still use it. Like one of the things I wish was an option with Instagram is to like turn off reels. Like I wish there was a thing in settings where you could go on and like get rid of the reels section, so that section doesn't even come up on your Instagram, because that would make me stop scrolling. I just feel like I have a lot to say and I don't really know how to structure what I want to say, because everything is very random but also kind of like connected. But I guess at the moment I'm just feeling very overwhelmed, and I think I'm going to go on a walk. I know that just getting outside into the clear air and like without listening to anything like music will just make me feel better.